welcome back to another episode of Addicted to Gear. Today we're going to be continuing my guitar collection. You had asked me to showcase my guitar collection in detail and show you all of the guitars. So we started off doing that in a series of 3 guitars per video because I wouldn't be able to do it all in one video. It's just too long. So in today's episode, I want to show you 3 more guitars from my collection that are quite affordable, and one of the main reasons why I bought these guitars was the fact that they are affordable. And I want to show you that not all of the guitars in my collection are uber expensive guitars. I think you can get some really great value out of some affordable guitars, and these 3 guitars are prime examples of that. So let's get started with the first one in the lineup, which is a bootlegger DeVille. So there's not a lot of guitars that catch my eye at first glance, but the bootlegger DeVille was one guitar that really caught my attention because of the fact that it looks great. Look at this guitar. I mean, what can I say beyond wow? Very nice features, very nice hardware. Paint is wonderful. I mean, it's an elegant, all-around great guitar. And that's why we're talking about this guitar in the top 3 today. For anyone looking at a guitar that is in the $335 range of instruments, but at not the same price point. This is an affordable guitar made by bootlegger, the bootlegger DeVille, and they don't necessarily cut corners in terms of quality. There are no flaws on this guitar, and it's got really nice features, including the binding all around the body, the beautiful paint job as well, even small things like the fact that the F-holes have binding within them as well. The neck is bound, very tastefully done, and look at this, the back is arched as well. You can see with the light how it's actually arched. And what I like about this guitar is that it's smaller than a 335, so it's a lot easier to play. And it borrows elements from other guitar styles. You can see it's a semi-cut, single cut, not a semi-cut, but a single cut from a Les Paul or a Gretsch style guitar. And it has the influences of, you know, the knob placements like a Les Paul. So it reminds you of a lot of guitars that are similar to this style, but not exactly the same. It's doing its own thing, and it does it extremely well. It sounds good both plugged in and just as you heard through my lapel mic, just, you know, not plugged in acoustically, sounds great as well. So for those of you that are looking at picking up a guitar like this, you can definitely get good quality for your money through the bootlegger line, and it's a guitar that I highly recommend. The next guitar I want to talk about is also a semi-hollow guitar, a little bit closer to what you would see on a 335 from Gibson, but this is not a Gibson guitar. This is a guitar made by Vintage, and obviously the main reason anyone would buy a guitar like this is because they're looking for that 335 vibe. But this guitar is also a very affordable guitar, and you would be surprised at how affordable they can be on especially on the used market. And they do get pretty close to a 335, I gotta say, especially if you like the body size and you're looking for that color match. And obviously things like the headstock they're pretty similar to what you would find on a Gibson. The reason I picked up this guitar was not because I needed a 335. I already had a 335, but I wanted another one as a sort of a knock-around guitar that I'd be able to take with me on gigs and not have to worry so much about them, and also be able to experiment with some other pickup configurations because I do like to change the pickups. So obviously, you know, you have the ability to upgrade the guitar and play around with some other pickups. But other than that, I gotta say it's very close to what you would find in terms of the look and feel and playability of a Gibson guitar at a lower price point. So anyone wanting to sort of get into the 335 territory and not spend $3,000 or $4,000. The vintage guitars definitely are well built. They offer a lot for the money, and you can still get them on the used market for a steal. This one is an older model, and you would be able to identify the older models because the horns, both horns are pretty much the same level. They've changed that recently where they've made one higher than the other, and that's probably due to legal issues with Gibson, probably, from what I can tell. But other than that, there are not too many other things on the guitar that are different. I mean, the layout is the same. They don't have any binding in the F-holes like the Gibsons. I'm not sure if the top is solid or not in terms of what kind of wood they use. It might be a laminated top to save on cost, but you can see the back is beautiful. You have the binding all the way around the body as well as the fretboard. The fretboard is a really nice rosewood type of wood. I don't know exactly where it's from, but you can get the specs on the newer ones on the vintage website. And the tuners are the old tulip style tuners that I like to see on these type of guitars because it does, you know, give you that vintage flair. So I picked up this guitar because I thought it would be a great player, and it actually surprised me. It's actually very nice. And the only other guitar knockoff of a 335 that I would consider would possibly be a Tokai, but those are more expensive. This one is a fraction of the cost, so you're getting a lot for your money with this guitar. So the last guitar in this affordable guitar lineup is this Kramerretta Special. Yes, you've seen it before. I know that I have a black one, and I don't usually buy duplicates unless I really like the guitar, and I have to say that the Kramerretta Special is a no-brainer when it comes to affordability. You can grab these guitars all day long on the used market, anywhere between you know, $180 to $250, depending on how lucky you get. I purchased this one locally. It's in mint condition, and the reason why I bought it was not because of the paint. I'm not a big fan of the salmon color that they put on this particular one. I would have preferred to have a nice red color, but it is what it is. It's okay. I'm good with that because this is going to be a modding platform. But the reason I bought this guitar was because I was after the maple neck, because the black version of this guitar that I have has a rosewood neck, and I'd really like to have the maple neck. I was considering building an homage to Eddie Van Halen, maybe doing the striped thing on this, but maybe I'll do something slightly different. The previous one had an upgraded bridge pickup. Obviously, there's only one pickup on these guitars. That one was a JB. This one is a stock pickup, and I have to say the JB is miles better than the stock pickup. So this pickup is probably gonna come out of this guitar, and I'm gonna replace it with something else. I might throw in a set of locking tuners on this guitar, or, you know, experiment with a few other things. But basically, for the price that you can get these guitars, you cannot buy a body or a neck for that price. Just a body alone will probably cost you over $200. So it's a no-brainer. If you can get one of these guitars, and if you can get them in good condition, then grab them, because they're out of stock most of the time, almost everywhere, and they don't always pop up on the used market. So if they do, don't ask too many questions, because you'll lose the opportunity to get it for sure. It'll be gone before you know it. And that is the reason why I picked up this guitar. So stay tuned for the mods that I'm going to be doing to this guitar, because there will probably be some interesting ways I could change this guitar and make it even better than it is now. That's it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed the 3 affordable guitars that I presented in this series. Check them out in more detail in my other full reviews that are in my archive. So if you haven't already checked those out, just go back and take a look, and you'll have all of the information on all these great guitars in full detail. Should you have any questions on any of these guitars, don't hesitate to leave your comments. I will answer them. No question is a dumb question. So anything that you want to know, just go ahead and ask, and I'll get to your question and answer it as quickly as I can. That's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this kind of content, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. You're going to be missing out on a lot of great guitar gear and product videos that are going to be coming your way. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Addicted to Gear. I'll be back soon with more great stuff. See you soon.